The Polk County School District is conducting an investigation on a high school football coach.
Also, Lakeland hosts a live green eco festival for local community businesses.
All this and more, the spotlight starts right now. Hello everyone, and thank you for stepping into the spotlight. I'm Matthew Hall, and stepping in for Gabrielle Dorzami. Here with us tonight is Miriam Woodard.
Hello everyone, it's my pleasure to step in for Gabrielle today. Well, this week our Lakeland community hosted an eco festival promoting green businesses and organizations. At the event, I caught up with two ladies that showed their passion for recycling through unique ways.
Well, we're here today for the Junior Women's Club of Lakeland Live Green Lakeland event, which is just an eco festival for the community to get people to come out and, recognize the awareness of recycling and to really think about the things that they're throwing away. We also talked a little bit about the things that are important to people in the community, because we're women, we like fashion, so we thought about making some hats out of recycled material. So we have some hats that are made out of trousers that have had rips in it that normally we would think, oh, they're no good to us anymore, and we would throw them away. We have some that are made out of plastic soda bottles, some that are made out of newspaper, or things that you might get at the drive-thru when you're going through McDonald's or, someplace like that as you're on your way through the day. So just a variety of materials to make a variety of different hats.
The Lazy Hound is vintage and repurposed items that are being upcycled instead of ending up in a dump somewhere. This piece over here, this rocker behind me, is a platform rocker. It's from 1880. It's an Eastlake, and so it's been sitting around in someone's garage for years. The person that I got it from, actually, his great-grandfather bought it with the purpose of redoing it, and it never got done, and then the grandfather had it and the son had it, and so he ended up selling it to me with the hopes that someone else will be able to find it. Since I do have a shop, it's a little more out there than just in his garage, with the hopes that someone will buy it and repurpose it.
So I have to say that event was just so refreshing. It was a beautiful day, and it was cool to see so many people in our community coming out and supporting just going green. And I remember at one point, schools were very heavy on it, but now it's kind of dwindled away.
Yes. So what was one of the coolest items you saw there?
One of the coolest items I saw had to be the hats. I've just never seen anything like it before, and the one with the cup on it, and it was just really creative. And actually they hosted a fashion show with showcasing the hats that this lady had made.
Really cool.
Now, did you see a lot of people buying these items when you went, or did you see people looking at them like, oh my goodness,
what is this?
A lot of it
was just sightseeing. They were just kind of promoting and just seeing. There was not that many buying. One station had bracelets you could make out of bottle caps and stuff for younger kids. So it was just more of a family event.
The creativity these people have to come up with just something out of a plastic bottle. I look at a plastic bottle and it's just
a plastic bottle.
It's a plastic bottle. So, but the thing is, people, hats and clothes and just I've seen tons of stuff just over the internet and stuff like that. People, things people make out of recyclable goods. It's crazy.
It was great to see.
Yeah. The Polk County School District is conducting an investigation into a deceased Winter Haven High School football coach. The coach, Thomas Lejeune, was suspected to be a pedophile and may have embezzled thousands of dollars from a booster club fund. Lejeune was found dead earlier this month of an apparent suicide. The police investigation concluded that Lejeune had secretly taped Winter Haven High football players in a beach house bathroom and had more than 1,000 images of child pornography. The police say that he likely had multiple victims, but couldn't find any during their investigation. Reports say that he took high school students on trips outside of the county and let students from the ages of 15 to 17 drink alcohol and smoke marijuana. The investigation has also found that he used a Booster Club credit card for personal items. The card was used to improperly rent cars and hotel rooms and buy prescription painkillers, among other purchases. The amount he spent was almost $25,000, and Police Chief Gary Hester said that Lejeune would have been charged if he were still living. Now, this is, can be a serious problem because this deals with child safety, and it's incredible that he was able to get past background checks and parents and administrators. It's pretty scary.
And I almost wonder how the event was that he could just get these kids to know, oh, this is a field trip without, usually people talk or kids talk, but in this case, maybe there was something else offered that wasn't said.
Do you think that the kids even knew about the hidden cameras in the bathrooms, or do you know that?
I don't think so. But it's kind of amazing that I mean, on these trips, you think it's a party type scene. You think
Right.
people will be taking pictures and posting on Facebook
And there was
Twitter,
nothing.
and there was no connection made between him taking him to a beach house.
I feel
and
like there would
serving
have to be
alcohol.
something then between the students and also the coach then if they didn't say anything to other players and they didn't say anything to the families, because I think that's just really sketchy behind the scenes if they never caught him yet.
Yeah, it's just incredible that he was able to get away with all
With
this
so much.
pretty much right in front of parents and administrators.
And I
mean,
wonder how much the school is being pressured upon, or school or parents at this point.
Yeah. When we come back from the break, we'll have Miriam Woodard with entertainment. Stay tuned.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change.
Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women.
I could use your help.
Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
Welcome back to the Spotlight, everyone. Well, coming up next is Miriam Woodard with the latest car show here in Lakeland. Let's check it out.
I'm here at Lakeland's 8th annual VW Classic, where bug fans from all over come to showcase their cars. Some of these bugs came in every shape and every size, as well as every color. The Lakeland VW Classic is the largest judged car show in the Southeast, with thousands of dollars worth of prizes. One of the categories looked at is creativity, and John Solomon's Hearst-style Volkswagen garnered a lot of attention.
It's basically a pan Volkswagen, 58 front end, 71 rear end with a 1835 Volkswagen powered engine. It's all hand molded and everything. It's not a kit car at all. It's got a 4-speed transmission, and needless to say, it has a coffin on the back of it, and that keeps my tent, all my cold drinks and everything inside.
The Anzueta family also showcased fun and creativity with their iconic van.
Well, I tell you, as a family, we've always liked Scooby-Doo, and my wife and I wanted a van to restore for years, and we found this one, and we lucked out. It was already painted like the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine, so we redid it and redid the custom painting, and here we are.
Even though the event is a contest for VW owners, many people come out to the event to simply sightsee and have a good time. Reporting for Southeastern University's The Spotlight News, I'm Miriam Woodard. So I'm definitely
really cool.
not a car person at all, but the creativity at this event was astronomical.
That was pretty cool.
That was really
It
cool.
was great. I mean, the owners were so enthusiastic about their craft. Like, this was their hobby. An
Yeah.
expensive one, but this was their hobby.
That's so cool to see. The Mystery Machine, I know you like that.
I know, that was really cool because I grew up loving Scooby-Doo, and to see
Right.
that like over a video, but that was really cool seeing that they took over a year to refinance it, but it was already painted, and seeing the little girl dressed up as Scooby-Doo, I thought that's adorable.
That is pretty cool.
And the
was
fact
really
that it was
cool.
like, it's a family hobby
Yeah.
for them. So that was also nice, heartwarming to see.
That hearse was pretty cool too.
It was my favorite.
That was awesome.
I mean, the creativity put into just everything that he did, and he said it took him over 2 years to actually get it up and going, and he drives it around all the time just to get reactions out of people, and my reaction would be like most, so shocked and surprised.
That's so cool because, I mean, it's such a culture and such a tight-knit group that everyone just knows each other and they all just appreciate. I mean, they're works of art. They're just not cars. It's art that what they make is it's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Right now, it's time to go to Poll of the Week with Brittany Duffy.
Recently, a local Polk County man went skydiving for the first time to conquer his biggest fear. On the way down, he got hit by another plane, lived, and said he would do it again. I went around polling Southeastern University students to see what their biggest fear is and if they would conquer it.
My biggest fear is public speaking, and yes, I will conquer it by being in front of the camera.
I would say my biggest fear right now is something we always hear on campus is, you know, our divine design, just not fulfilling it the way God's called me to. So that's my biggest fear right now. I know for a fact that I will conquer it, though.
My biggest fear is failure, and a way that I've learned to conquer failure is to try, because the only time you do fail is if you never try.
100% of Southeastern University's polled population said that they do have fears. Some fears can range from having a big idea to being afraid of smaller objects. However, 62% of people said that they will conquer their biggest fear, while 38% said that they will just leave it alone.
My biggest fear is spiders. I hate them, and I'd rather just avoid them than trying to conquer it.
Biggest fear is feet, and I'm slowly trying to conquer it.
My biggest fear is like sloths. I hate sloths. They're so like scary and like slow. I feel like they're gonna like attack me.
Well, now that we learned a little bit about the Southeastern University campus, my biggest fear is skunks, and for me personally, I would not try to conquer that. Reporting for the Spotlight News, I'm Brittany Duffy. So I heard about all these other people's fears. What are your biggest fears?
Oh, mine would be darkness. Like, I couldn't live without being able to see, without being able to use my eyes. I would just feel so trapped. That would, ugh.
Now, are you one of those people when you're going up the stairs, you have to have the lights on?
Yes.
Do you start running?
A fear of darkness and the fear of tripping and falling at the same time. But
That's a big one. What about you, Matt?
Well, I mean, the one that's most notable that I can is probably roller coasters. Like I do not like roller coasters.
You just strike me as a ride kind of guy.
Like I mean, like Disney's my speed. Like I can handle Disney rides, but I don't go on the rock and roller coaster. Like I don't like loops. Like I don't like that. I like.
Are you afraid you're gonna fall, or is it just the whole concept of it?
It's just the whole concept. I think I don't like not being in control. Is what it is.
Okay.
I don't like just being strapped in a seat and having to go, and I like to be able to have control of my life.
Yeah, that's a big one. Now, the reason why I asked this question is because you heard about the guy who got hit by a plane while he was skydiving, and that was his biggest fear. What is your take about that? Like, would you do something again if you couldn't conquer it?
No. I would just have it as a pastime and move on with my life.
I mean, it depends on what it was. I mean, but like in skydiving, no. If I got hit by a plane, I'm done. It's like if I finally worked up the courage to get on a roller coaster and I get stuck on that roller coaster,
you wouldn't I'm
done. I'm not going on any more roller coasters after that. So, I mean, it kind of depends on your fear.
Depends on the fear.
This guy is really into it, so
yeah,
he's going to stick with it. Good for him.
Good for him.
That's not my thing.
Stay tuned, everyone. Up next is our very own Gabrielle Dorsami talking about the recent event here in the Lakeland community.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs, just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back. This week, our very own Gabrielle Dorsami went out to a local food truck rally here in Lakeland.
Hello everyone, Gabrielle Dorsami here for the Spotlight News in Lakeland, Florida. I'm here in downtown at Munn Park for the very popular food truck rally. As you can see, many Lakelanders grabbed a sweater, came out. It's a cold night, but it's hot food and people are very excited about it.
The best.
And it was indeed. Thursday night, hundreds of locals enjoyed a night out as the Tampa Bay food truck rally rolled into town, filling the cool evening air with smells of fresh food, pastries, and secret recipes.
Cheese curds. They're these little balls of Wisconsin cheese, and they deep fry them, and oh my gosh, it's with Italian sauce, an Italian gravy, and it was so good.
It was smiles all around as friends and families enjoyed a wide array of selections offered from over 20 different vendors. Many locals couldn't be happier to see the food truck rally here in Lakeland.
It's kind of bringing the whole idea of gourmet, amazing food cooked in a truck to Lakeland.
I came up and ordered 2 combos and couldn't pay for them. That's how I ended up here.
Local restaurants went mobile for the night and were more than happy to serve their many hungry customers.
Tonight we probably served, I want to say, a little bit over 150 to 160 people.
I used to work in Italy for 20 years on this kind of oven, and I learned how to make pizza.
Michael Blasco, founder of the Tampa Bay Food Truck Rally, is always pleased to see Lakeland's response to the event and his hard work pay off.
By the time we're done with correspondence and everything else, yeah, we spent about a full week getting ready for this. Lakeland always turns out, yeah, this is pretty normal.
Well, whether it's a manwich or pizza by the slice you're looking for, when the Tampa Bay Food Truck Rally comes to town, everyone's out with their buds. Their taste buds, of course.
Pretty dang awesome.
Pretty dang awesome? Thumbs up?
Yeah, I give it 2 thumbs up.
That food looked really, really
It
good.
really did. I've never been to the food truck rally. Have you gone at all?
I have gone one time. It was last semester I went. It was really cool. I mean, just the whole street, up and down the street, lined with food trucks. I mean, any type of cuisine that you can think of, there's a food truck there for it. And I mean, the food looks absolutely delicious.
I know. I loved how they, the Palace Pizza van and how they
Yeah.
had like the
actual
fire
oven,
going
that was,
and everything.
That was really cool.
Very creative too.
I mean, it's hard because, you have to first get there. When you park, I mean, you have to walk up and down to see everything. And then it's just hard because you end up wanting 2 or 3 or even more.
More than what you can bargain for.
Exactly.
Almost.
I mean, it's real difficult. It's like, oh, what do I really want? Do I want pizza or do I want, some type of ethnic cuisine or something special? I mean,
so they have a variety. So it's not just like almost like American food. They've just got almost cultural. It's a cultural event.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and people from all around Lakeland, and really around the area, all come. So it's a very popular event.
I can't wait to go next time. I'm excited.
Coming up after the break, it's our community spotlight, so stick around.
I know, 2 seconds. Hang on, just stand still. Stand still. 1 second. Go, go, go. Boys, hang on, boys.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Oh, listen now. Can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now. Can you feel the sun? Oh,
Welcome back, everyone. Up next, we have one of our new reporters, Kyle Holly, covering the Community Spotlight.
Everywhere we go, people want to know.
On Saturday, March 15th, farm workers banded together with the Lakeland community to form a public protest against the Publix supermarket grocery store chain.
Farm workers have gathered together here in Lakeland because, frankly, there has been this historic struggle that's been going on to try to get corporations to contribute more towards the income of farm workers who are harvesting the food that we all eat.
This is one in a long series of events that have been directed toward Publix, the only major player in the grocery store market that has not signed on to the Fair Food Agreement.
The protest is a result of the coalition of Immokalee workers seeking higher wages and safer working conditions.
They're experiencing everyday conditions, that is, those who are working for growers that have not signed the agreement, where they don't necessarily get water breaks. They don't have shade provided for them. There's no access to any kind of recourse if women workers are harassed or abused. And this is a too common occurrence on many of the farms that aren't governed by this kind of agreement.
I'm Kyle Holly with Southeastern University's Community Spotlight.
So I gotta say, it was a really cool experience. It was actually completely impromptu. I was not expecting a protest. I was actually out filming a completely different thing, and a protest started happening.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, went outside, found out what it was about, found out it was a protest against Publix, actually, for the coalition of the Immokalee workers,
All right.
which I think I mispronounced that in the video, by the way, but I think I said Immokalee, but it's Immokalee. But yeah, and basically what they're doing is just trying to get a penny more for every pound of tomatoes that they pick, and also, like the guy said at the end, safer working conditions, especially for women that are suffering from, sexual harassment at work and stuff. So it was a really neat experience. I'd never been to a protest before, and also I just started eating vegetarian, so I felt like I was in my element. Start holding up peace signs and stuff. But
So now, I don't know how much research you've been able to do on it. Is this protest? Is there any chance that it could turn into like a strike, as far as the workers?
Well, actually, that's kind of what they were doing. They actually went on a 10-day tour of 10 different cities all through the South.
Wow.
And they actually took off work for it. They were like, we don't want to do this. We want to get a message across. And like I said in the package, or like the guy said in the package, all the major people have signed it. Walmart, Whole Foods, Taco Bell. So Publix is the only one that hasn't. So.
And if people want to find out more information, where do they go?
Yep. If you want to find out more information, go to ciw-online.org.
A Haines City police detective has been demoted for his statuses on Facebook. Oscar Henriquez was demoted to an officer after making posts about skinning homosexuals, homicide, and hunting humans who behave like animals. Police Chief Rick Sloan says that he has the right to free speech, but he doesn't have the right to bring shame to the department. 7 other members of the Haines City Police Department were also linked to the investigation by liking or commenting on his statuses. The investigation began after City Manager Jonathan Evans received a letter detailing Henriquez's Facebook post from December of 2013.
Florida's citrus companies are facing a huge decline in crop numbers and tax revenue. Due to this decrease, the Florida Citrus Commission, who has been advertising orange juice on TV since 1969, will discuss canceling the contract with its current advertising. This termination will end a nearly 50-year tradition of advertising orange juice on television. Florida is currently facing a citrus greening, a fatal bacterial disease attacking the orange crops. Until the situation is handled, the Florida Department of Citrus doesn't have enough money to finance the effective TV marketing campaign.
A man jailed on charges of using a fake bomb in a bank robbery attempt has also been accused of using bomb threats to extort money from Publix. Brian Henderson sent emails explaining to Publix officials last year that he would plant bombs in Publix supermarkets and detonate them if his demands weren't met. In the emails, he demanded as much as $50 million from Publix. One small explosive was detonated outside of Publix in Dana Beach, but it didn't cause any damage.
Early Saturday morning on March 15, one person was killed in a Polk County crash involving a stolen motorcycle. According to the Lakeland Police, the driver ran a red light at the intersection of South Florida Avenue and Lime Street in Lakeland, and it collided with a Jeep Cherokee. The motorcyclist died at the scene, and the driver of the Jeep was taken to an area hospital with minor injuries. Police have not yet released the identity of the motorcyclist. However, authorities did say the motorcycle was reported stolen in Kissimmee in December of 2013.
The Polk County School District is facing a $238 million shortage over the next 5 years. The shortage will affect critical facility maintenance around the district. There is only about $36 million available for current projects, such as roof replacements, air conditioning units, coolers, and freezers. Associate Superintendent of Operations Greg Rivers says about 95% of the projects are listed as critical. The district has many roof systems far older than their recommended 20-year lifespan. Governor Rick Scott has included $80 million for public schools in next year's budget, but that only amounts to about $2 million for Polk County.
With over $50,000 in debt this week, Without Walls International Church owner has filed for bankruptcy protection. The Tampa-based church filed a notice 1 week ago in its ongoing defense against foreclosure by the California Credit Union. The union holds the mortgage on its properties in Lakeland and in Tampa. Reports show that Without Wall owes Lakeland Electric more than $45,000. The church has also incurred more than $5,000 in fines from Lakeland's Code Enforcement Office for violations.
Well, that's all the time we have left. Keep it here on the Spotlight for all the latest in local news, campus updates, and sports. I'm Matthew Hall.
And I'm Miriam Woodard. Join us next time here in the Spotlight.